Shalom Akim. First and foremost, I'd like to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakakwadash. Double honors to our elders and apostles at Great Millstone, and peace and salutations to all you hopeful elect Akim that are out there laboring by pushing this word of truth and sincerity. This is your brother Nahar, out here from the Hebrew Israelites of Idaho camp, based out of Boise, Idaho, coming at you again with another news update. And I meant to do this lesson yesterday, but the Spirit had me to kind of put some more what I wanted to bring out today. So I'm going to get right into it. I'm going to play the video, and then I'm going to get right into these scriptures.
The Russian Ministry of Defense has made this statement. We are on the verge of an immediate armed conflict with the United States. Everyone, Johnny Storm, don't speak news. Well, all you scoffers and mockers out there, I don't know what you're going to say to this one, but here it is, right in your face, and it's going to happen very, very soon. Why? Well, because Ukraine used a U.S.-supplied HIMARS weapon to attack a Russian base. And as of 7:12 p.m. Eastern Time, at least 7 Russian troops are dead and at least 40 injured, including a Russian general. Well, those numbers are rapidly rising and changing fast. In addition to the Russian MOD, the Russian Ministry of Foreign Affairs issued a statement. The United States and its allies are teetering on the brink of an open military conflict with Moscow, which would be fraught with nuclear tensions, according to Russian Foreign Ministry spokeswoman Maria Zakharova, and that's what she said on Tuesday. After provoking an escalation of the Ukrainian crisis and unleashing a violent hybrid confrontation with Russia, Washington and its allies are dangerously teetering on the brink of an open military confrontation with our country, which means a direct armed conflict between nuclear powers. Clearly, such a confrontation would be fraught with nuclear escalation. It would be. They're not saying might be, guys. Would be fraught with nuclear escalation. So this is what's coming. Henry Kissinger just said on Fox News as of 7:19 p.m. Eastern that we should expect direct conflict with Russia by mid-August. I'd say probably sooner than that. And then, of course, Hal's going to have some more details on his show here in about an hour. Now, to go along with that, here's more confirmation from the Daily Mail. Ukraine claims it has killed another Russian general in a strike with deadly U.S.-donated HIMARS missile system as another massive explosion rocks Kherson ammunition depot. So the warehouse went up in a huge fireball after deadly strikes rocked Kherson. At least 7 are believed to have been killed, including General Artem Naspulin. Russia has acknowledged a huge blow, which comes amid other HIMARS strikes. The Ukraine has blitzed a Russian ammunition depot using U.S.-donated HIMARS missiles, sending the warehouse into a huge fireball in the latest hammer blow to Putin's war campaign. At least 7 people were killed in the deadly strikes, including the Chief of Staff of the 22nd Army Corps of the Armed Forces of the Russian Federation, Major General Artem Naspulin, another high-profile Kremlin casualty. Now, Russia has acknowledged the strikes, with this Vladimir Leontev, an appointee of the Military Civilian Administration of the occupying forces, saying it was carried out by HIMARS missiles with dozens injured. The hits are on a region where Russia is handing out its passports to locals and seeks to incorporate the region under permanent Kremlin control, but which Ukraine is vowing to take back, of course. And carried out by HIMARS missiles with dozens injured. The hits are on a region where Russia is handing out its passports to locals and seeks to incorporate the region under permanent Kremlin control, but which Ukraine is vowing to take back, of course.
So we can see right then and there that the HIMARS missile defense system was the let's say the straw that broke the camel's back. And I know it's called from the military, it's M142 High Mobility Artillery, which is the acronym that it is. It's HIMARS M142 USA. I said USA. And this is what the whole dilemma is right here, because the United States is supplying these mobile artillery units to the Ukrainian army. You know, this is what's causing the big strife, because if you recollect, there's about a month ago, Putin said if we find out that any of the weapons are killing our soldiers are coming from the United States or any NATO countries, you are now an enemy and you'll pay back more than you can ever imagine, roughly paraphrasing like that. But he's talking about pushing buttons at the end of the day. And a few scriptures that I had in mind. The first one I was going to get out of Isaiah 13. Let's do even 9. I'm going to look right here. So Isaiah 13 and 17. It says, "Behold, I will stir up the Medes against them." And we understand that the Medes are your modern day Russians, because the Medes is talking about a certain land mass. And also, who fits the prophecy of fulfilling the Medes, first and foremost. So I'm going to start again, Salakia, Isaiah 13 and 17. "Behold, I will stir up the Medes against them, which shall not regard silver, and as for gold, they shall not delight in it." Because they're getting sanctions, and you're not going to be able to pay off this devil, these devils, plural, when they come and attack the United States. When they start pressing buttons, they're not going to worry about any, oh, we'll pay this, we'll pay that. The United States is in trillions and trillions and trillions in debt. So what money is the United States going to be able to pay them? They don't got no gold in Fort Knox. They don't have any land. They're already pawning land off to parts of China, to try to pay back the debt they have with just that country alone. This is 18. "Their bows also shall dash the young men to pieces." And that bows is talking about the nukes, because the bows is the delivery system. But what comes out of a bow? The arrow. And if you remember out of 2nd Esdras 16, and 15, it's talking about some great sorrows that's going to come. And part of that great sorrows is that ICBM nuclear missiles. Continuing, "And they shall have no pity on the fruit of the womb. Their eyes shall not spare children." Because when an explosion explodes, it doesn't say, "Oh, there's a pregnant woman in the way. Let me move out of the way. I'll get the motherfucker behind them." Nah, it's tearing people to pieces no matter what is in its way. This is 19. "And Babylon," and this is Babylon the Great here in America, "the glory of the kingdoms," which is also referring to as the golden city, "the beauty of the Chaldees, excellency," which was an elect, or say a Salakia, elite city back in the day in Babylon, that was inhabited by the heathens of the elite right there, the money men. This is "the Chaldees' excellency shall be when Yahweh overthrew Sodom and Gomorrah." And we understand that Sodom and Gomorrah was thrown down by fire and brimstone, which is promised to happen to the United States, that lake of fire. This is verse 20. "It shall never be inhabited, neither shall it be dwelt in from generation to generation. Neither shall the Arabian pinch tent there, neither shall the shepherds make their fold there." Because it said only desert creatures will inhabit here. Because after nuclear fallout, there's no plants that can grow. There's no water that's not polluted. Other than the animals have certain mechanisms already in them that can help them deal with certain levels of radiation. And that's why the desert creatures is talking about snakes, reptiles, lizards, et cetera, et cetera. That's the only thing that's going to be able to even set foot on this land and live. Um, I'm going to get Jeremiah 51. I think I had one at 8 or 9. 11. So I'm going to start at Jeremiah 51 and 11. It says, "Make bright the arrows, gather the shields." And I just spoke on what those arrows mean, and that's those ICBMs. "Gather the shields, the Lord Yahweh hath raised up the spirit of the kings of the Medes," which I believe, speaking as a man, and, this is speaking about Putin, because he's the king of the Medes that's pushing the whole thing, but it's the spirit of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai working on the elite's mind, because we understand that both sides of the wars are fought by the same people. So Putin's just another front man, but this is, talking about the elect. Putin's the man that's going to say, war, this. He's the front man. Really, really, really. Small timing. But this is the spirit of the kings of the Medes, for his device is against Babylon. And that device is those ICBMs to destroy it, because it is the vengeance of the Lord Yahweh, the vengeance of his temple. And who did Esau defile? The Lord's temple, which is the elect, which is our bodies. Now, you ain't gonna fuck about these fancy buildings. You can lay those waste. Those are whorehouses. But the temple that the Most High Yahweh Bashem Yahushai dwells in is us. Lord willing that we be those elect, that remnant. The body of believers, the 1/3 that's going to be saved out of here, out of Babylon the Great. But there's so much wickedness that this devil has built up the case against him. He can't make it out. It's already been set. So I'm going to jump down to 28, Jeremiah 51 and 28. "Prepare against her the nations, with the kings of the Medes, because we understand that the Russians are going to be leading the charge. They're going to get China, Iran, North Korea, BRICS is talking about adding new members. It says the captains thereof and all the rulers thereof and all the land of his dominion. And that could just go into where his sphere of influence is, because I think yesterday or today, Putin actually went out to go meet the prime minister of Iran. So I'm going to read this one more time. Jeremiah 51:28. Prepare against her the nations with the kings of the Medes, the captains thereof, and all the rulers thereof, and all the land of his dominion. So, Putin's talking about pushing buttons. So I wanted to make sure to get this lesson out there and speak on it a little bit. I may put together a little bit more uh, info, some articles and stuff, but I wanted to bring that video out that I first showed you as the main point. So you're hearing it from the horse's mouth, mid to late August, which it'll probably be sooner, because food crisis is are still excelling, to astronomical levels. Oil refineries, food production facilities, et cetera, et cetera. There's so much going on right now that I don't see, this place going on for years and years and years again. Something big is about to pop, because it's been a while since they've had another psyop and another big false, raise the black flag operation. So they gotta have to play on these people's minds, because the C, is losing its force, using its power, using its how do you say sway over these people, because they're starting to call bullshit. But we're gonna see what happens, and we'll be there to watch and to report on it. So with that being said, I like to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Rakakudash. Double honors to our beloved elders and apostles like Great Millstone, and peace and salutations to all you hopeful elect Akim that are laboring by pushing this word in truth and sincerity. It's your brother Nahar, and I like to say DTA and Abad Babal soon. Shalom.